share your dream. You got to be willing to look a little strange. You got to be willing to sometimes walk alone. I tell you, when you're walking alone with your dream, it's because no one else God didn't give the dream to anybody else but you. It amazes me how when it gets hard, you want to quit. You're impregnated with a dream bigger than you. What part of labor did you think would be comfortable?
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Black Excellence Daily. I'm your host, Sean Croxton. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get this week started off the right way with Lisa Nichols, who, in my opinion, is one of the greatest storytellers of all time. She can tell a story. And the takeaway from this talk for me is this: you are the author of your own story. You are the author of your life. You are the protagonist in your life story, and it is up to you how good that story is going to be. Too many of us, not just Black folks, just people in general, we allow the antagonist to win, whoever that antagonist may be, right? Whether it's your boss at work, or it's the government, right? Or it's the system, it's the white man, it's they, it's them, whoever it is. Too many times we allow the antagonist to win, many times in the beginning of the story. Sometimes in the middle of the story doesn't even get to play out because we allow the antagonist to win. I mean, think about that. Every time you go to a movie, you are watching a story. And let's say you're watching a story and it's good versus evil, whatever. And then 30 minutes into the story, the antagonist gives up and they just roll the credits. You'd be like, what was that? For many people, that's their lives. Things get hard, right? And then there's like, forget it. It's impossible. I'm never going to be able to do it, so I might as well quit. Like, that's how most people live their lives. That's the story that they write. But you cannot have a story without obstacles, right? And sometimes those obstacles, they seem insurmountable, but if you just stick to it and you hold the vision, you keep going, you surround yourself with the right people. And sometimes, as she says here, you might have to walk alone. You know, to me, walking alone, it means that you might have to take on some beliefs that aren't the beliefs that are celebrated and reinforced in your circle. Beliefs, they have group dynamics, right? Beliefs can be very cultural. And, you know, when a culture celebrates particular beliefs, that some of those beliefs can be positive, some of them can be negative and hold you back. But when we decide like, nah, that belief's not for me, sometimes there's pressure there, right? There's pressure like, oh, maybe I shouldn't believe this. Maybe I should just go back to the way everybody else is believing. There's that pressure. Sometimes in life, you have to be willing to walk alone and say, okay, this is what I believe, even if nobody else believes it with me. And at some point along that journey, you're going to find people who believe these new beliefs. There's this book, The Anatomy of Illness, I believe it's called, by Alyssa Rankin. And she writes about something called empty elevator syndrome. And what that means is this: like in your life right now, you are on an elevator. And your friends and your family and everybody who has these beliefs, right, and typically getting the same results, they're all on the elevator with you. But when you start to walk alone, when you decide to, okay, I'm going to create something better for my life, and your elevator starts to go up, at some point that elevator is going to stop, the door is going to open, and all those people are going to get off. And the door is going to close, and you're going to start going up. But here's the thing: you're in that elevator all by yourself, and it's really uncomfortable. You're walking alone. But at some point, as that elevator continues to rise, you hear the ding, and the elevator opens, and there are your people. There's your new group of friends that you've attracted by taking on a different vibe, by taking on a different way of looking at life and thinking about things and feeling about things and believing about things. And so you write your story, and again, be willing to write a lot of that story by yourself. Lisa Nichols is coming up.
I look at my life now, my grandmother says, baby, make sure the story is good to tell. Make sure it's juicy to tell. And don't allow anyone to take your dream away no matter what. And I'm off at 18. I'm like, okay. So I go off and I start writing. Grandma, I want to be a speaker. She's like, okay, baby, well, start writing, start speaking. I'd write a speech for her, and I'd take it to her and say, Grandma, here's the speech. And she'd read it. And I said, no, let me recite it to you. And I'd recite my speech to my grandmother, and she'd go, And then I circled the part that she said, on, because that was a good part. And at the end of the speech, I say, here, put it in the folder, Grandma. She put it in a little black folder. I still have the picture of the folder, black folder with Lisa's speeches on it. She put it away in the folder. I come back in 2 weeks, and I read another speech to her, and she go, that circle. I said, here, Grandma, put it in the folder. I did this for like a year. I put like 12 speeches in her folder. I'm like, Grandma, I got some great speeches. She said, yes, you do, baby. She said, but baby, do you want to inspire millions? I said, yes. Hundreds of millions, baby. I said, yes. She said, well, don't you think you need to tell somebody other than Grandmama about these speeches? Yes. You got to share your dream. You can't be afraid to share. Sean talked about it. You got to share your dream. You got to be willing to look a little strange. You got to be willing to sometimes walk alone. I tell you, when you're walking alone with your dream, it's because no one else God didn't give the dream to anybody else but you. Yes. And you're impregnated with something that's greater than you. So if it feels uncomfortable, it amazes me how when it gets hard, you want to quit. You're impregnated with a dream bigger than you. What part of labor did you think would be comfortable? Well, you're birthing something. You're birthing something. You're birthing something. You're birthing something. You go in, when a woman goes into labor, she's not thinking about the labor. She's thinking about the other side of labor. That's the only reason why we sign up for this. Yes. And that whole time when we're in labor, we're thinking about it's worth it. It's going to be worth it. When I hold my baby and when our husbands, our children's father beside us, they're saying, come on, please keep going. Please let it come out because something beautiful is coming. Let's just hold our dreams the same way, precious and delicate, no matter what. And sometimes we say, I want it to come out sooner, quicker, faster. I'm in a rush. I'm looking at Joe and I'm looking at Sean. I'm looking at Vision. I'm looking at David. I need it to come out faster. And just like any doctor would say, baby, you got to go full term. Because if it don't come full term, it's going to be in danger of not being fully developed. Your vision needs lungs to breathe life into the world. I had to go through a journey to get in front of you today. I wasn't helicopter landed here, and the secret didn't get me here, nor was I an overnight success, because if I was, that was the longest night of my life. Yes. Because long before the lights came on, long before Chicken Soup called me, people say, how did you get the Chicken Soup deal, Lisa? How did you get the secret deal, Lisa? How did you get on Oprah, Lisa? How did you get on Larry King? How did you get on Extra? How did you get there? I said, I just answered the phone. But the question you should ask me is, how did I get the phone to ring? Yes. See, it's what you're willing to do when the lights are off. It's what you're willing to do in the dark of the night. It's what you're willing to do when no one's looking. It's what you're willing to do for the person that cannot give an endorsement because no one would listen to theirs. They're not quite important enough. It's what you would do for them. Right. It's what you would do just because it's the right thing to do. It's what you will do because it's harder for you not to do it. It's what you will do that, sure, you'll do an energy exchange of finances, but if they don't have it, you'll find a way to make it work just because it's the right thing to do. That's how you make the phone ring.
That was Lisa Nichols leading off the week. Her website is motivatingthemasses.com. You can watch today's talk on YouTube. It's called Questions That Will Stir Your Soul. Lisa Nichols. Hey, book club enrollment opens up next week. I want you to get a head start on the book that we're reading. It's called The Confident Mind by Dr. Nate Zinsser. I have read many books on how to become more confident. This book is the greatest confidence book ever written by far. It is not even close. So again, it's called The Confident Mind by Nate Zinzer. Enrollment opens up next week, and then we start reading the book, or we start discussing the book together the following week. And so be on the lookout for that. I really want you to be in my book club. We're having a really good time. The community is amazing. Yeah, you just need to be there. And so stay tuned for that. One more time, The Confident Mind by Nate Zinzer. Grab your copy right now. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.